Hello, my friends. Thank you very much for joining us and taking time out of your busy schedules to join us for our Final Expense Monthly Monday. My name is Matt Alina. I'm the Final Expense Manager here at URL Insurance Group, and today is Monday, February 4th, 2019. For some of us, it's a national holiday since it's the day after the Super Bowl. So, hope you guys enjoyed the Super Bowl and you're recovering. And for those of you who were not interested in the Super Bowl, it's just another Monday. So anyway, during our Final Expense Monthly Monday calls, usually in about 30 minutes or less, we kind of go over some of the different industry trends that are occurring in the final expense marketplace. We also realize that there are a lot of new final expense producers to URL that are on this call. So I want to make a special welcome to all of you new folks to URL. We're going to be going over quite a bit of information today and kind of give you an idea of what we do here at URL and how we're structured to help you grow your final expense business. So here is our agenda. Like I said, for those of you who are new to URL, I'm going to give you a brief introduction to what we do here. We'll also be discussing today's the lead programs and our lead subsidies. We'll also talk about getting started. We'll highlight one of our companies, one of our core carriers. We'll also be discussing some changes that are occurring here in 2019. We'll be discussing agent bonuses and incentives that include some nice trips. And then, of course, we open it up for any questions, comments, things that are going on. Maybe you've had some bad luck or you've had some success. Either way, I'd like to hear about that. So here we like to say that we have the playbook for success. Basically, we'll help you with your final expense coaching. So basically what we need to know is what you need. Don't be bashful, ask. We have a bunch of different materials to help you depending on your sales style, with sales materials including scripts, agent selling guides, online quoting. We have a turnkey marketing program for Medicare producers. We have webinars that we can put together either one-on-one or we can do, and we do some other trainings from time to time. For those of you who are brand new to Final Expense, we'll be doing a Final Expense Sales for Beginners webinar coming up in a couple of weeks. We have a bunch of different consumer materials that we have access to, whether it's brochures, memorial books, letters, whatever it is. We have numerous lead resources that you can utilize. We are not married to any lead vendor, and we subsidize your leads based on your production. Here is a list of our final expense carriers, and that list is continually growing. We're looking at a couple of different carriers to add to this list to help keep you ahead of the competition. A company that's going to either be strong with underwriting, strong with compensation, or maybe they have a great sales platform that you can sell over the phone, face-to-face, whatever the case may be. So we're always looking at different final expense carriers to add. Who is the best carrier? You can always take a look at our final expense quote engine. It basically does the shopping for you. So if you go to our website at URL insgroup.com/Aries, and then go to Departments Life Markets, you'll see that you can go and get a quote on our final expense quote engine. Once you click on this, it's going to take you to this page here on the left-hand side. And this is going to be where you put the state of the sale, the date of birth of your client, male or female, tobacco use, and the amount of coverage. You don't have to do anything with this access key, and then you click on Get Quotes Now, and then this screen here that's on the right-hand side pops up. And that basically does the shopping for you to kind of do, like I said, do the shopping for you. This is not a consumer-approved website. What I mean by that is I would not recommend showing the client this website because it's going to be doing a lot of shopping, and we don't recommend that you get contracted with all of these different carriers. So you want to kind of zero in on the carriers that you are appointed with. Here's some information about our lead programs for those of you who are interested in getting some leads. We have basically 4 different styles of lead choices, or that we do business with different lead vendors that do different styles. We have direct mail. Those cost for a 1,000-piece mailer $450 to $500. You can get guaranteed response mailers, where the lead vendor will do enough mailings to guarantee that you get a set number of leads back. Usually the minimum lead order is 20, and those cost anywhere from $32 to $35 a piece. Depending, either one that you choose on the direct mail, they're all exclusive, meaning that the leads are being generated for you, specifically for you, and they go back directly to you. So they're not going through my fingers, they're not going through anybody else's hands, they're going directly to you. You have your own defined sales territory as well. We also have teleleads. We have verified teleleads, which are about $25 a lead. Again, you have a defined sales territory. They're exclusive leads. These leads are, again, sent directly to you. Leads are never resold. Usually the minimum lead order is 10. So $250 guarantees you 10 final expense leads. Now, there are some other telemarketed lead programs out there where the cost is a little bit less. Anywhere from $10 to $15 a piece, depending on the quantity that you purchase. They're also exclusive as well. You have your own defined sales territory. And again, these leads go directly to you. So there's nobody managing the leads but you. Some other lead options that are out there, we have Facebook leads and we have basic teleleads. I already talked about the basic teleleads. Facebook leads, 20 lead minimum order, they're $30 a piece. You're notified in real time when somebody on Facebook is interested in a lead or interested in talking to you about final expense. You're notified in real time, and the leads are exclusive to you. I do not have anybody working Facebook leads. It's a different way of selling, and it's a different way of trying to present and close a final expense deal. People who do it very well, but if you're not accustomed to doing social media sales, there is a definite learning curve, and there's a large investment there in order to get those leads. Regardless of the lead program that you use, you can use one of our lead vendors, or you can use a lead vendor that you've been using. If it's not broken, don't fix it, is how I say. So we'll subsidize your lead costs regardless of the lead vendor, whether it's one of our lead vendors or a lead vendor of your choice. So here's how it works. Gemini Partners. You get $80 for every $1,000 of paid annualized final expense premium that you place each month. Standard Partners, we didn't forget about you, $50 lead credit for every $1,000 of paid final expense annual premium. So let's just say you did $5,000 during the month of February. I'll be notifying you in March that you, Gemini agents, you have a $400 lead credit, and our Standard Partners, you receive a $250 lead credit. Now, these lead subsidies are based on a street level, GA level contract. We do have the right to reserve. We do have the right to adjust some of these lead subsidies, but we work with you too. I mean, it's not just a hard and fast rule. So really, we can work some things out sometimes. For those of you who have been working with URL in the past, you probably have heard about United Home Life. United Home Life was one of our core final expense carriers, and they discontinued utilizing URL and our IMO partners for the final expense or the sales wholesale distribution. So with that, we have a replacement. We've actually had this company in our portfolio for a while, and it's Liberty Bankers Life. Liberty Bankers Life is very, very similar to United Home Life. They actually have what they call their paperless application. So you could do either phone or face-to-face sales. Issue ages are 18 to 80. Some of the things that are, some niches that they have, one of them is if you have a client that has COPD, but they're not on oxygen, they can get a level benefit plan, meaning they have day one coverage. Their commissions are extremely competitive. And some of the extra little bells and whistles that they have on there, some things like a children and grandchildren rider are available. So just some different things to take a look at there when you're running into maybe some younger individuals that may have some pre-existing medical conditions. Liberty Bankers might be a really good fit there. Like I said, they have a paperless application. So it's basically a medical worksheet, a medical question worksheet. Make sure you have their banking information, their banking account number and routing number, and to go from there. So Liberty Bankers Life, if you have other questions about them, feel free to ask them here in our forum today, or you can also contact me at a later time and we can discuss that. So we have some changes coming in the next few weeks, so stay tuned for that. Like I said, we're always looking at different companies to add to our portfolio to basically help you stay ahead of the competition. Whether it's a company that has really good rates across the industry that's turning heads, they have underwriting expertise in certain niches there, strong compensation. We look at all of those different things before we add them to our portfolio. So stay tuned for some new announcements coming very, very soon. Well, I want to also talk to you about our final expense fresh start bonus. If you're new to selling final expense with URL, or maybe you haven't done business and final expense business with URL in the last couple of years, we're going to be throwing in a little extra bonus for you. So you can earn an additional $25 per placed final expense application during your first 60 days of being contracted. So the first 60 days that you're with URL, you'll earn an additional $25 per final expense application, and you have to be new to URL or haven't submitted business with URL in the past 24 months. When I say that, I'm saying final expense life insurance business. The business must be placed within the first 60 days, and the minimum annualized premium is $500. And you can still qualify for lead subsidy. Some people will kick this into their lead subsidy account as well, so they can get more leads and offset those costs. Now, for agents that have partnered with URL for a while, we didn't forget about you. In fact, we have our final expense bonus blitz. So basically, what we're going to do is kick in $100 for 4 placed final expense cases, $200 for 8 placed final expense cases, $250 for 10. $500 for 20. Now this runs from January 1st till the end of March. Again, it's a $500 minimum premium, and they're based on street level contracts, and you can still qualify for our lead subsidies. So you can either take this as a cash bonus, or you can roll it into purchasing more leads. That choice is up to you. If you have questions regarding any of our bonuses, feel free to contact me and we'll discuss that as well. Now, while we're doing that, we also need to discuss some trips. Work hard, play hard. So a lot of our final expense carriers specifically have some really great trips that they have announced. Some of the carriers haven't announced their trips yet, but they should be coming soon. So I want to give you kind of a rundown here of the carriers and the trips and what it takes to qualify for the trip. So Foresters, they're doing a Greek island cruise. They're actually going on seaborne cruises. I believe it's either seven seas. It's one of these luxury cruise lines that it's a 5-star cruise line. They've rented out the entire ship. You'll have your own butler, and you'll be sailing to the Greek islands. It's in 2020. You need to do $90,000 in premium. So if you do that, pack your bags, you're going on the Foresters trip. We've had a couple of agents that have qualified for that in the past, and it has been top notch. Liberty Bankers, they're also doing a cruise for $75,000 in production. A cruise where you'll get to see the Norwegian fjords. That's in 2020. Mutual of Omaha, London in 2020 with $80,000 minimum to qualify. They're taking their top 60 qualified agents on the trip to London. Occidental Life has a really great trip coming up at Athens, Greece in 2020. That's for $85,000. If you do $85,000, you and a guest are going to Athens, Greece. Royal Neighbors, $75,000 in annualized premium. Will get you and a guest to Lake Tahoe. Family Benefit Life, Lisbon, Portugal, for $70,000 in annualized premium for Lisbon, Portugal in 2020. Still waiting to hear about Transamerica and Assurance. And if you haven't noticed or haven't received the announcement yet, URL Insurance Group is bringing back our President's Club trip in 2020. And for those of you who qualify, if you do about $60,000 in life premium, that's going to get you there. It's the Hotel Bennett in Charleston, South Carolina. It's a brand new hotel right in the heart of the historic district of Charleston, South Carolina. It's a great city if you've never been there. Great restaurants, great shopping, really great people. It's a lot of fun. I've been there a couple of times, and it's just an outstanding city. So again, about $60,000 in life premium is going to get you qualified on that President's Club trip for 2020. Every now and then I come across some different sales statistics and things like that. And, you know, you're always looking for ways to set yourself apart, trying to basically be different from your competitors being other agents. So I was looking at these different sales statistics, and one of the conversations that I have throughout the day, throughout the week, is leads. Everybody's always looking for leads. And sometimes I don't think we're giving leads a very fair shake, where you make a phone call and it's done. You get a bad response, or they don't pick up the phone, or whatever the case may be. So I wanted to kind of go across some of these sales statistics that came from the National Sales Executive Association. Basically, to encourage you to be different. So one of the statistics here, 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. So you either get a lead or you get a referral, and you never follow up with that person. It just kind of sits on your desk or wherever you keep contact information, and you just never do it. 25% of salespeople make a second contact and stop. So you call once, call again, bad lead, into the trash. 12% of salespeople only make 3 contacts and stop. Only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. That was really rather interesting. Only 10%. So be the 90%. 2% of sales are made on the first contact. 3% of sales are made on the second contact. 5% on the third, 10% on the fourth, 80% anywhere from the 5th to 12th contact. So I'm encouraging you, and this is kind of interesting, be different. You get these leads. They may not be leads, they may not be buyers today, but they may be buyers in a couple of weeks, in a couple of months, or a couple of years from now. Just like what I do on marketing for bringing final expense producers to URL, and you know, a lot of times people that I've talked to, and you may be included, you may not be somebody that said, okay, I'm ready to start. You're probably vetting us, and you're doing your due diligence before you decide on where you're going to do business. So same thing with your customers. Do your due diligence, and let them do their due diligence, and it should pay off. Be persistent, persevere, and get out there, and encourage you to be different. So here's some upcoming trainings that we'll be doing here in the next few weeks. So our next meeting this is for new final expense producers. We're doing a webinar on Tuesday, February 19th. It's called Final Expense Sales for Beginners. It's from 11 a.m. until 12 noon. It shouldn't last an hour, but for those of you who are brand new or just not sure about final expense and what it has to, and what it all entails, this is a great way to learn more about the final expense marketplace and learn how to get started. And then we're not going to be doing a monthly Monday webinar in the month of March. I'll be out of town. So our next one will be on Monday, April 1st, April Fool's Day. Hopefully all the snow will be melted in Pennsylvania, and it'll be the Final Expense Monthly Monday. And again, that's just like you're experiencing now. It is from 10 until 10:30. So again, that's also another webinar. And we have a bunch of different trainings throughout our entire company from all of our different departments. So you can always check out our upcoming training on our website at URL insgroup.com/Aries. So here is where we open it up to you. We want to hear from you. What are some of your challenges? What are some of your successes? How are leads working? If you're purchasing leads through one of our lead vendors or a lead vendor, how are these leads working out for you? And if you're brand new to the final expense industry, what can we do here at URL to help you give it a try? And of course, if you do have questions, comments, concerns, you can always contact me. My direct line is 717-216-8041, and my toll-free number is 800-926-8875, extension 141. So let me see what kind of questions we have here. Richard asked, regarding scripts, is there any way to watch a live call using a script so I can see how the script is delivered? That's a good question. I have live recordings of the telemarketed leads that I can send over to you, and I have scripts that we've put together, and some of our agent partners have put together to basically put that lead from a lead into an appointment. So I can send that stuff over to you. Richard also asked, can final expense be sold face-to-face? Which carriers? It really depends on the state, Richard. Some of the companies that come to mind for over-the-phone sales include Mutual of Omaha. They have an e-app that you can use. Liberty Bankers is another one. AIG is another company that you can sell over the phone. Royal Neighbors is another carrier that you can do sales over the phone. There's different processes that are in place when you do a phone or a non-face-to-face sale. But you know, we can help you with that and kind of go through those different carriers, you know, the different protocols that these carriers have in place. Kirk, you asked what happened on Friday with the Life teleconference. You know, we're trying to investigate that as we speak. I'm not exactly sure what happened. For those of you that aren't sure, it appears that the webinar started at 10:30 or 10 o'clock and was over by the 10:30 time that was supposed to start. So I don't know if it was where it was put on the website incorrectly, or if the webinar was set up wrong with the time when it was scheduled. I'm not exactly sure. So we do have it recorded, and I believe everybody that signed up for it will be getting a recording of that. So there's some really good content there. And if you don't have that, if you don't get that recording by Tuesday or Wednesday of this week, let me know, and I will get in touch with Steve Clemens and see if he can't get that recording sent over to you. Paula, thanks, Paula. She kind of clarified it. On the website it said 10, but in the emails we received it said 10:30. So I believe we put it on the website incorrectly. So thank you for that clarification. So like I said, if anybody wants that recording, if you don't have it by Wednesday morning, let me know, and I will ask our IT department or Steve to get that over to you. So if there's any other questions, please let me know. Again, my phone number is on your screen, 800-926-8875, extension 141. My direct line, 717-216-8041. And at this point, I don't see any other questions coming in. Paula, I got your message, and I will give you a call on Wednesday. That should work. So appreciate that. Thank you, everybody on the call for joining me on the call today. please feel free to give me a call with any questions, comments, concerns. If you need help getting started, I'm here to help you with that as well. Until next time, thank you very much, everybody. Have a great day. Stay warm, and we'll talk to you very soon. Take care.